Well, we go to extreme lengths to satisfy the demands of our customers, but I'm afraid into that sort of territory we do not venture. Grover Washington and Bill Withers, just the two of us. John Daly will be your host for the next couple of weeks. I'm having a break. I'll be back on Sunday night with the Sunday Club. Gerry Anderson out on the road today, isn't he? He's on an outside broadcast somewhere. Monday it is, sorry. He's snug in his little studio, wrestling as I've been this morning with the technology, no doubt. He's got a foolproof method of fixing things, though. He throws Sean Coyle at it, and it usually works. Till we meet again then. From me, John Bennett, bye-bye, and from him, hello.
So where are you going then?
I knew you were going to ask me that.
So where are you going then?
You really want to know?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm leaving on Monday for a Caribbean cruise for 10 days, and then I come back to Southampton and I fly to London and I fly straight to New York for a couple of days in New York, and then I'm getting another jet down to Acapulco and a couple of days in Acapulco, another flight down to Rio, and straight back from Rio to London. I'll probably stop off at the Hilton in London and then back in.
So you're flying from Southampton to London?
Mm-hmm.
How exotic.
How long?
You'll never do that in 2 weeks.
I could be lying, of course.
You're lying. You see, you never take me seriously. I want to know where you're going.
What?
I mean, I would tell you where I go.
Why do you want to know where I'm going?
Because I care about you.
No,
Tom.
you only want to know where I'm going so that you won't go there.
And the wee baldy man's going to be in taking your place.
I'm saying nothing.
The wee baldy man's coming in the Monday morning.
I refuse to denigrate my fellow presenters, unlike some I could mention.
Well, I have to talk to him.
Yeah, well, it's up to you.
I know him. I like him all right, but he's funny looking, isn't he?
No, he's not funny looking.
He is funny looking. He looks like he's got somebody else's head.
Go on, keep on digging away there.
No, I mean him no harm.
He's got a very good solicitor.
I see. Well, John, may I say this to you? I hope you enjoy your holidays.
In a voice dripping with sincerity.
Dripping with vitriol and indeed insincerity.
Right.
I hope you enjoy your holiday and I'll see you in 2 weeks' time.
Will you?
I think so, yes,
right.
and unless God decides not to spare either of us.
All right. What are you doing for Daniel O'Donnell, by the way? I've been hearing rumours.
Very little, actually, to be honest with you. No, I'm a spiritual advisor.
You're writing his ad-libs, aren't you?
I am not writing his ad-libs. I'm writing the things that he's going to say off the cuff.
I have heard that you're dragging up and you're going to be part of the backing group.
I'm going to sing when required, and I'm going to comfort him when he needs it. No, he needs someone from Donegal around him to remind him of catching the herring and the coracles. You see, I've often...
Sounds very painful.
Have you ever caught a herring in the coracle?
I've never been near a coracle.
Well, you see, Daniel and I both know that we're from the same background, you know, we're both from island people. And Daniel and I both know that if it wasn't for the peculiar vagaries of show business, the two of us would be hauling in the salmon and the herring at Malin Head at this very moment, wearing our woolly socks and sitting at home eating the crab claws and being totally anonymous and going to the Cayley at night.
And smelling rotten.
Exactly. And we would lead a completely different life. And
yeah. But
show business has been good. This BBC has been good to me, of course, John, as it has been indeed good to you and many of us. And indeed the world of entertainment has been good to Daniel. Dragged us out from the obscurity of the gutter. I mean, I'm from working class. I know you're not a working class chap. You're always born with a silver spoon in your mouth. But I had to claw my way up, John.
What was in your mouth when you were born?
A credit union.
Somebody's fist.
A credit union book. Enjoy your holidays.
Thank you, sir.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Here's more people whom John has discovered.
I keep looking for it. I hope I never find it. If I get close to it, just put me on a train and get me back to Austin. Oh damn, I miss that town. I got them sweet tequila blues coming down.
I knew a man with money in his hand. He could look that jack of diamonds in the eye, place it on the floor, let the seven close the door, take all them chips and lay right down and cry.
And I keep looking for it.
I hope I never find it.
If I get close to it,
just put me on a train
and get me back to Austin.
No damn, I miss that town.
Got them sweet tequila blues coming down. Take it, John. comes Gerry. And I knew a girl, thought she had the world, with a slightly racing Spanish lullaby. When her dream came into town, she threw the whole damn thing around. Some Texas girls just love to say goodbye. And I keep looking for it, I hope I never find it. If I get close to it, just put me on a train and get me back to Austin. Oh damn, I miss that town. I got them sweet tequila blues coming down. We'll break it down. And here's one for the ladies.
Baby, where is my Mercedes?
Girl, I'm waiting for the ribbons and the bows.
Just keep me guessing, no baby, I'm confessing.
I know you want 2 of them and 3 of those. And I keep looking for it,
I hope I never find it.
if I get close to it,
Just put me on a train and get me back to Austin. Oh damn, I miss that town. I got them sweet tequila blues coming down.
Texas fiddle. And get me back to Austin.
No damn, I miss that town. I got them sweet tequila blues coming down. Got them sweet tequila blues coming down.
That's a nice song. That's Sweet Tequila Blues. That's Chip Taylor, of course, and Carrie Rodriguez from an album called Let's Leave This Town, which has been released, I think, last August. Yeah, okay. I have to say hello to Dave. Thanks to John Bennett in Belfast, by the way, and John Daly will be filling in for John for the next 2 weeks, little baldy man. And also hello to Susan McReynolds, and thank you to Susan for her programme all this week, and welcome back to her as well. Everyone's either going away or coming back. I stay here all the time, for some strange reason. Could you please say hello to David McCallan from Glengormley, whose 8th birthday is tomorrow. Love from his sister Laura. That may be today, maybe, I don't know. What date's today? Is today the 22nd? Anybody know in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Love from his sister Laura, his brother James, and his granny Beanie. He listens to you every morning, but he will be disappointed when he goes back to school, for he won't be able to listen to you anymore. So if you could just say hello to him. Good morning, David. Hello. Go back to school and learn to be a solicitor like all the people around you who are driving people carriers. And then you too will have children who will be worried about the 11 plus, of course. By that time, there'll be no such thing, and we'll all be in comprehensive schools picking potatoes. J. Jimmy Punter says, I copied down from the internet some notes on a music forum that I believe you may be interested in. They're in the post to you. I didn't want to email them because prying eyes see. Meanwhile, a fellow went into what he took to be a tobacconist. You see, this is what I'm going to get from now on. I'm going to get a lot of jokes coming in. We entertained a few people telling jokes yesterday. When you do that, the floodgates are opened. A fellow went into what he looked to... I'll start that again. A fellow went into what he took to be a tobacconist and asked for a packet of cigarettes. The shopkeeper said he didn't sell cigarettes, and as the fellow looked around the shop, he saw nothing on the rows of shelves but packets of salt of all sizes. You must be able to sell a lot of salt, he said to the shopkeeper. No, said the shopkeeper. I can't sell salt, but the fellow who sold me salt, boy, could he sell salt. You see, there's going to be a rash of this. And there's a man who writes to me from Chicago. And he says, thanks for posting Bedroom Girl in the Poetry Corner of your unofficial website. I don't know how you select the poems you post, but it was rewarding to be reading the work of other writers and to come across my own work. So there we go. It was also quite a treat to read Belfast Street. While many of the references escaped me, I was able to identify with many others. That's Matthew Larkin. P.S. he says, I miss Ardglass Herring in Chicago, which indeed you would. And Sue and Samantha, Charlie and Danny and Erica and Katie write to me and they say, may I give you our most heartfelt thanks for your dog appeal yesterday. Mickey the Yorkshire Terrier with the bald nose and the hernia. We got him back yesterday. And other than a dislocated hip, he needed an operation yesterday afternoon and a severe case of fright. He seems to be recovering well from his adventures. I'm sure the constant attention and doggy biscuits he is receiving at the moment will speed up his healing process. Would you please accept our thanks and offer them to all your listeners? P.S. I wonder where he went. I would say probably to a hernia clinic, I would suggest. Now, John McMenamin has written a poem apropos something he heard in this programme. What?
What about the man?
Men can wait.
Did you mention a shop in Belfast in Howard Street yesterday?
Yes, I did.
Well, what could you give out the name of it again, please?
I can't remember stuff like that. That was yesterday. That's long gone. Water underneath the bridge and all that.
It was old. Did they stop?
Old films?
Yeah.
Films video?
Yeah.
Right.
What's the name of the shop?
Can't remember. Can't remember the name of the shop, but it was in Howard Street, yes.
All right.
Old films, old film, old video. They check things out for you. If you want a particularly old film, go down there and they'll try and get it for you.
Would they have...
I don't know if they'd have it or
the
not.
making of the Magnificent Seven. It was a documentary. It was on TV about a month ago.
That was very important to our formative years, wasn't it?
I enjoyed the documentary. I must say I watched it. Did you see it?
No.
Very good.
Oh, it was on TV the other night.
No. It was on about a month and a half ago or something.
Well, that's the other night as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Well, would you talk to Jimmy Clark?
People don't realise how important the Magnificent Seven was to people of our age group.
I didn't like it.
You're about the only one I've ever met who didn't like it.
I've never seen Gone with the Wind. I've never seen The Quiet Man.
You should go out more often. I'll tell you one thing.
I will never... I have made this vow to myself that I will never watch The Quiet Man.
I don't see why you make that vow. It's
I refuse to watch it.
You see, you have to watch
I've watched bits and pieces of it, do you understand? I know I can talk about it. That silly fight scene. And
Woman of the house, where's me tea?
I wouldn't watch it at all.
You should watch it because you always put things at arm's length, things you don't want to see. You have to confront the world the way it is, warts and all. If anyone talks to you about... You see, you're arguing from a position of ignorance. You see,
I went to Kong.
I know you went to Kong.
And I didn't like it.
You didn't like Kong?
No.
You see... There's something wrong with you, fundamentally wrong. Kong is one of the most beautiful places on this planet, and you didn't like it.
I didn't like the whole setup of where The Quiet Man was filmed and all that. And you walk up and down the wee street and you say, is this it? And you walk around the corner from the tourist office and there's this wee makeshift, or this wee cottage that's supposed to be like the cottage that John Wayne lived in.
Well, that's a little tack, you have to admit. But listen, hold on a minute. Kong, when you go into Kong and you look at the little streets where it's supposed to have made, that is Kong, that's the way it was.
I said to myself that I travel all the way here to look at that.
Do you know what's wrong with you?
No.
You're bitter and twisted inside. You can't appreciate things for what they are. Kong's is just a nice little sleepy village, the way it was when John Wayne came. And he left it the way he found it, and it's still almost the same today.
Well.
And of course there's horrible things there, like Ashford Castle, which is only 800 years old, one of the finest buildings in the world.
Oh, you must be due another visit there.
Yeah, I'm going next week.
Yes, what I thought, yeah.
I'm going to read the Battle of Bogles Hill.
There's a man with...
for God's sake. Hello, good morning, sir.
Morning.
Sorry for abusing you in the third person, but I didn't know who you were, and I still don't. Who are you?
I'm Jimmy here in Belfast, Gerry.
Yes, Jimmy.
Gerry, I wonder, can your listeners do me a bit of a favour? I have a few neighbours here, old pensioners, and they have a mobile home down around the Mourns there, you know?
Yes.
And as you know, the reception for TV down there is not the best, unless you have one of the up-to-date, Sky Dish or something like that there. But a lot of people update their TV things all now and again, and they just leave their dishes, take their dishes down on their wee boxes and leave them in the garage land or somewhere like that there. And I'm wondering, would anybody have one land about that maybe these pensioners could purchase off them or something?
No, I had one myself until about 6 months ago. No, I know what you mean. You take down your little dish or whatever it is, and you fill your box in the garage.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
One of your listeners would have one that we could purchase, in the Belfast area here. I could maybe pick it up for them or something, bring it down to them.
Well, could you rig it up for the people?
Oh, no problem, yeah.
Oh, you can do that. So that's the hard part.
Yeah.
The hard part is getting somebody to do it.
Yeah.
Right then, so anyone out there has got what would they call that? A
Sky Dish with a box,
A Sky Dish with a box.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone who's got one of those, anyone who converted...
Yes, give Sean my phone number there, okay?
All right, anyone out there who's got a Sky Dish and a box that is become redundant, or you've moved over to a new system, cable, whatever. Right. If you've got it in your garage, it's doing no good there, and people would appreciate it in mobile homes up in where was it? In
down the Mourns,
Down the Mourns, okay. So give us a ring, do something useful today.
Okay. Thank you very much, John.
Thank you.
Enjoy your show.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye. Another one.
Joe.
Good morning, Joe.
Good morning.
How are you, sir? Yes.
Fine.
Yes, how are you?
It's just a reference regarding Sean there about westerns.
Yes.
He just made a comment to me there. He hates westerns.
He hates nearly everything, if the truth be told.
But when he was a young man, where your father used to take you out to see the odd western, when you were a young kid. But I can't understand how he hasn't seen the Magnificent Seven.
I understand it perfectly. See, if you don't go out, you know... Hold on, he's got something to say.
I'll tell you now, Joe, and I'll tell Gerry what put me off cowboy films,
right.
westerns. Miss Barbara Stanwyck's cleavage.
What's wrong with
You're
you?
a joker.
That's the first time. Yes, it was the first time I noticed that women were different from us. Do you understand?
You see,
And I
that
was
had the opposite effect on you than having most
Yes,
people.
and
Most
I
people would be
kept
interested in that.
looking at Miss Barbara Stanwyck, and I said, "There's something wrong with her.
What are those bumps in her chest?
What is that there?" And I looked, and then I just, and she was every cowboy picture ever since. She was always in it.
Or out of it?
What about...
So I stopped watching westerns.
You stopped watching Western because of Barbara Stanwyck's chest?
I don't understand.
She was
that.
always called Miss Barbara Stanwyck.
Right.
Well, it's a good job you never saw Jane Russell in The Outlaws.
Did he not see Shane?
I wouldn't look at that.
Has he not
Shane, of
seen-
course, what a wonderful
Gerry.
film. Come back, Shane.
Gerry, has he not seen Shane?
No, he hasn't seen anything.
He's missed a great show.
It's terrible I have to answer for him.
It's too sad.
It's too sad. The dog dies in the end.
So,
I won't look at it.
No, the dog doesn't die in the end. There is no dog.
So
There
his-
is a dog.
his excuse is Barbara Stanwyck.
Barbara Stanwyck's chest. It's the reason why he's never watched Magnificent Seven or Shane.
Yeah,
Don't try and make any sense of
I
it.
feel sorry for you.
I know I feel sorry for him.
Well, I'll have to
You're
get-
obviously a man who was reared properly. You've seen all the
No,
westerns.
I haven't seen it. I like westerns in general, you know, like, well, I haven't, well, The Unforgiven and all was based on Shane, you know, was based, you know, Clint Eastwood's last western was based on Shane, and old westerns in general, you know, like John Wayne westerns, I like them, you know, but I can't understand how Sean doesn't like westerns.
Oh, I've given up trying to understand
Has
why
he-
he doesn't like many things.
the storyline
You speak
or-
pretty good English for a Comanche. And another thing, sure, the Magnificent Seven was the Seven Samurai as well. Did you ever see the Seven Samurai?
I was based on that, that's correct, yeah.
That's
yes.
right.
I was based on that, that's right.
All right, then.
And I
Well,
can't understand why he didn't see that. I don't know.
no, it's a miss.
I'm thinking of sending him a tape to watch that film.
He won't watch it.
Would he watch it?
No, he wouldn't. No, you're wasting your time.
I could send him a tape.
There's a word that we use, and
He likes to see the good guys winning, does he not?
I don't think he cares one way or the other.
The good guys always like the...
There's a word that I have to use, and it's a word that will sum him up for you. And always remember this word
Right.
whenever you don't understand any aspects of his character. The word is thran. Have you got that word?
Uh-huh.
Just keep that in your mind, and all will become clear.
I have to look it up in the dictionary, but...
Thran.
I'll have to look it up in the dictionary.
It's of Irish origin, but it's very expressive.
Right,
He's
yeah.
thran.
Would you not try and get that guy to watch some good westerns?
No, the reason I
Make cheer
can't do
him up a
that,
bit.
because I know he's thran. And I'll even add a word to it. Is a thran get. Right.
Thank you, Jack.
Thank you very much.
All the best.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I just called you a thran get there. Hope
Right.
you don't mind. This is the Battle of Bogles Hill. This is written by John McMenamin. Geordie was on the phone the other day, and I had to get away very quickly from a conversation he was just about to start with me. He said that he was hunting a fox, and the fox bit his arm whilst Tiny was killing it. Now I thought to myself, the children aren't back at school, and the idea of a man and a dog hunting down a fox and beating it to death would not be a subject worthy of a great deal of discussion. But John McMenamin, pardon?
I'm sorry for interrupting
I'm
you.
just doing the intro to this poem.
I realise that. But there's a man, and we don't know who he is. Do you understand?
Yes.
But he told us his name.
Yes.
But we don't know if it's him or not.
Yes.
So do you want to take a chance and talk to him? Because it might be the man that he says he is.
And there again, he might be someone that he says he's not.
Yeah,
or
but
he may
if-
be not anyone who he says he is, but he might be someone completely different to who he says he is.
And he just might have the same name.
And he might have something horrible to say and we can't get him for it. Because we don't know his name, because we don't know who
No,
he
we
is.
know his name.
But it may not
But
be
it
him.
may not be the man that we think it is.
In other words, he's a man claiming to be someone that we know and he may
He's not
be
claiming.
him.
He just, when Geraldine asked his name, he says, I am. And we thought, you can't say, are you the? You
Okay,
understand?
let me talk to him.
Right.
Where is he?
He's on one.
I'll try and talk him down.
Okay.
Good morning, sir.
I can prove who I am.
What is your name?
Micheline Og, is that you? Gerry, it's Eamonn here.
Is it Eamonn Holmes?
It's Eamonn Holmes here.
It's not Eamonn Holmes, is it?
It is, Gerry. Gerry, I was just listening to all that crud that Sean One talks to you every day.
Yes.
I mean, that Magnificent Seven business and whatever.
Yes.
I phoned in for a point of information, Sean, actually.
Yeah.
The documentary that the person was looking for in The Magnificent Seven, which was on Channel 4 a few weeks ago,
Yeah.
is on The Magnificent Seven DVD, because they get all those extra features and things.
That's
and
right.
Same documentary, because I saw the program on Channel 4, the same documentary is on The Magnificent Seven 2 CD set.
Uh-huh.
Is that good?
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
You know things that no one else knows.
And the best thing about The Magnificent Seven, and you're right, Gerry, because it was just one of the most influential films of
Yeah.
its generation, was the music.
Yeah.
Music was brilliant, wasn't it?
Absolutely brilliant. Even now, when you hear it, the hairs go up in the back of your neck.
Dun, dun, dun,
Dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun. See, if you keep doing dun, 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 I can do the melody.
That's right.
But how are you? Eamonn, are you keeping okay?
Very well, Gerry. Very, very well, thank you.
Are you having a bit of a break, or are you working on
No,
other
I'm doing
things?
wee bits and pieces here and there, and, back to GMTV in 10 days' time.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Great. And you always, of course, people know that you're a big John Wayne fan.
Yeah.
And you're a big fan of Magnificent Seven, too.
I love Western. I really do think The Magnificent Seven, in terms of the music, I mean, it is one
Yeah.
of just the remakes weren't so good. I mean, there were a few films that followed it, but I can remember going to the Capitol Cinema in Belfast. It used to be on the Antrim Road. It was a Stewart's supermarket. I think it's a Tesco's now or something.
That's right. Yeah.
And going into the Capitol and seeing The Magnificent Seven, and just, fantastic experience.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant.
Wouldn't it be great to be able to go to cinemas nowadays where you can see old westerns and old films on full-size screens?
Oh, it's great. Do you know there's a place, I don't know if you know this or not, you probably do. There's a cinema in Notting Hill called the Coronet. Have you ever seen that? You ever come across that?
I wouldn't go to places like that.
No. No, but it's great
One
because...
of those cinemas. Oh, right.
No, it's just like the cinemas used to be. And you can go in, and I know you don't smoke, but you can smoke and all on the balcony.
In
and
Notting
you can,
Hill?
And you can bring in chips and all.
I remember the first time in England when I moved to Manchester, and it was amazing that you went able to go into the cinema and you were able to get pints of Guinness and things in the foyer. And I remember bringing my father down. I couldn't believe that you could get a pint.
That's right, yeah. People should keep that going now. You're not even allowed to open a paper pack or anything now because they complain about you.
That's it,
Right,
yeah.
before you go, who's the fella that nobody can name when they ask him to name the Magnificent Seven?
Oh, Kurt, the German guy.
Horst Buchholz.
That's it. Horst Buchholz, that's right.
Everybody goes, oh Jesus, Horst. Nobody ever gets it.
Do you know the fantastic thing when you get? Well, as I say, it's on that DVD. It's in the shops. It's a limited edition two DVD 2-disc set. And the fantastic thing is when you watch that documentary, listening to all the infighting that went on. Steve McQueen apparently was the biggest pain in the ass.
Yes.
And he rivaled everybody. He wanted to steal the scenes from everybody. And Horst Buchholz, the director, thought he was going to be the star, and McQueen hated his guts. But then McQueen hated Brenner, and Brenner hated McQueen.
That's right.
And it all made for a great film anyway. But the music, Elmer Bernstein, I think it is just brilliant. Best of all, you should be playing that today.
I know I should.
Music.
I remember reading something that Yul Brynner's book, and he hated Steve McQueen. There was one particular point. Anyone who watches The Magnificent Seven, there's one particular point when Yul Brynner and Steve McQueen are on a wagon, right?
Yeah.
And they're going somewhere, and Yul Brynner's doing something.
They're going to the graveyard.
That's it.
That's it.
And Yul Brynner's doing something, but McQueen takes off his hat, and he starts to fiddle with it.
Looks at the sun.
And does all that stuff. Yeah. And Yul Brynner hated him doing that.
He did.
He hated him.
In the Wouldn't it be awful to work with somebody you hated, Jim?
Thank God we've never had that experience.
Thank God we've never had to work together.
All right, nice to talk to you,
Lovely.
Eamonn.
Thanks, Sean. Thanks, Gerry.
See you later, kid.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. That was Eamonn Holmes.
But yes, when you get a famous person like that rigging the programme, you don't know.
You have to be careful.
You've got to be careful.
Could be an imposter.
That's right. There's a man on 2.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Gerry.
Who are you? Who do you think you are?
I'm just another of your avid fans.
Oh, well, there's not too many, but, it's good to be a member of the small and diminishing club.
Well, I think you have a few fans still,
Well, now, let's not talk about that. That's not turn into George Jones. Well, tell me, what can we do for you today?
Right, I can tell you what you can do for me, Gerry. I've been listening to your programme for quite a while, and I've been trying to get hold of a CD that you have played. It's called Come Together, America Salutes the Beatles.
Oh, nearly impossible to get that.
Yes, I've tried all of Belfast. I've tried Bert. He's told me that it's no longer available.
No.
I'm just wondering if you could help me out in any way.
Well, you see, that is one of the things, that's one of those things that's just almost impossible to get. Now, there's another guy, a friend of mine, you can try him if you like. There's a record shop in Derry, Londonderry, called Sounds Around.
Sounds Around?
It's in the book. give him a ring and ask him to have a go for you. He's quite good. But if Bert can't get it, I wouldn't fancy anybody else's chances, to be honest with you.
Yes.
But he might try and get it just to annoy Bert. Not that there's any animosity between them, but he might be able to say, I got that, Bert couldn't. But are you on the internet at all?
I am, yes.
Have you tried Amazon?
I have.
Amazon.com in America?
No, I'll try it again, sure.
Try Amazon, maybe, did you try English Amazon, amazon.co.uk?
I can't remember, Jerry.
Well, if you didn't try Amazon.com, that's the Americans, as they call the mothership. If they can't get it, you're in big trouble. Try Amazon.com, and then failing that, try Sounds Around, Derry Stoke Londonderry, because the guy there, Desi, takes a pride in getting things that nobody else can get.
That's good.
And if you're completely hammered, if you're completely hammered, come back to me and I'll make you a tape of it.
That'll be brilliant, Jerry.
Okay, but you'd rather have a CD, I suppose.
Yeah, I would, yes.
Come back if you really can't get it. I'll make you a tape of it.
Right. Well, could you mention my wife, Breeze, because on Monday we'll be married 30 years.
Oh, for God's sake!
And if I don't bring that up, I'll be.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Well, congratulations to yourself. What's your wife's name again?
Wife's name's Breeze.
Well, congratulations to yourself and Breeze. That's a long time. You may as well keep her now. Okay.
Thanks very much, Jerry.
Not at all. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. I'm going to play a little song now, if it'll play. A lot of talent coming out of Donegal. This is a singer-songwriter called Mickey Hart. This hasn't been released yet. It's called What's a Man?
Spare a thought and take time to think about me and you. Sometimes right, sometimes wrong. Better than it's ever been. All the things I'd have never seen. Sometimes right, sometimes wrong. What's a man supposed to do when he's found a girl like you? Give my heart, no, it's true. Can you tell me what's a man supposed to do? Friends might say I've compromised. Guess I'll never realize until they find a love like you and understand what a man's supposed to do. What's a man supposed to do when he's found a girl like you? Give my heart, no, it's true. Can you tell me what's a man supposed to do? Though there were times that I thought we wouldn't make it, oh darling, something got me through. You're the one, love. What's a man supposed to do?
Well, there's a bit of quality about that, isn't there? That's Mickey Hart. I said he's from Donegal, but on second thoughts, I'm not quite sure if he's from Donegal or indeed this city. But he's very good, isn't he? I heard him in Donegal a week or so ago. I thought he was brilliant. Mickey Hart, he's got a CD out. I don't think it's out at the moment, actually. It will be out shortly. It's called Sometimes Right, Sometimes Wrong, and that particular track is called What's a Man? Keep an eye on him. Let's play that again. Make sure I keep that. See, a lot of talent out there. What's wrong with us in Northern Ireland? We can't do anything. All we do is throw pipe bombs at each other. We should be out making records. That's about all we have time for now. Was there a man on you want me to speak to?
No, I took him away, but he's coming back. There's a question for you and Eamonn Holmes after the news.
Okay, I'll look forward to that. You know how much I look forward to questions from you. Right, we'll be back after the news approximately 4 minutes past 11 o'clock. It's exactly 11 o'clock.
92 to 95 FM
and 1341 medium wave.
BBC Radio Ulster.
And at 11 o'clock, this is the news with Linda Ray. The new Chief Constable, Hugh Ord, was consulted about yesterday's policing statement in which the service said it was being overstretched and the situation was becoming critical. This morning, the acting Chief Constable, Colin Cramporn, said he spoke to Mr Ord yesterday. He said there wasn't a policing crisis, but the community had a central role to play in addressing the wider problems being faced by the service.
It's time for everyone to recognise that wherever they live or work in Northern Ireland, that this affects them directly. People have it in their own power by bringing pressure to bear on their political and civic representatives to ensure that these issues are addressed. And in the short term, that is the only thing that's going to give us any immediate respite.
There's been a petrol bomb attack in East Belfast. A device was thrown into a flat in Ravenswood Park around 1 o'clock this morning, starting a fire which damaged the kitchen. It was put out by the householder, who had to be treated for the effects of breathing in smoke. A man is in hospital with serious stab wounds after being attacked in a house in Londonderry. The 36-year-old suffered injuries to his back and arm in the attack at Bellevue Avenue. The injuries are not thought to be life-threatening. A 34-year-old man has been arrested. A security alert at the police headquarters in East Belfast has ended. The police say the suspect package was an innocent delivery. Meanwhile, an alert at Glenbryn Park in North Belfast has been declared a hoax, and 2 earlier alerts on the Westland Road and Crumlin Road have ended. The police say they're satisfied that the driver of a car who approached 2 boys in Armagh last night was not trying to abduct them. The man came forward after an appeal about the incident, and the police say they're satisfied with his explanation. It's understood stones had been thrown at a vehicle in the area shortly beforehand. The government is facing criticism over its handling of the way checks are being carried out on the backgrounds of people who want to work in schools. Extra staff are being taken on to help the Criminal Records Bureau get through a backlog of checks on 25,000 people before the autumn term starts. Union leaders are warning that nearly 1 million workers are missing out on some of their holidays because their bosses are exploiting a legal loophole. The Trades Union Congress says that some employers are deducting the 8 bank holidays from the minimum 4 weeks paid leave that people are entitled to under European law. The Director General of the CBI, Digby Jones, criticised the practice but insisted it shouldn't be banned.
Any bad employer who's treating employees in that way will pay a price in 2 ways in a very competitive economic environment. One is he won't get good people, and secondly, it will be rooted out. What worries me, of course, it'll be regulation and red tape. Flexibility is what we need. We don't want rigid labour markets.
A bus company in Northampton has offered to refund the fare it charged for a pet hamster. A driver working for the First Northampton had told the 10-year-old boy who'd brought his friend Nibbles onto the bus that the rodent couldn't travel for free.
BBC Radio Ulster.
Travel news. In East Belfast, traffic's returning to normal on the King's Road. That's around the Cherry Valley area as the security alert has ended. At the City Airport, the 11:15 British-European flight from Gatwick has been delayed. It's now expected at 12:30, while up at the International Airport, the GO flight from Edinburgh, due at 11:25, has also been delayed. It's now estimated to arrive at around 1 o'clock. In North Down, roadworks continue on the A2 Belfast to Bangor Road. Delays can be expected between Winnie Hill and the Ballygreeny Road, and also further out at Sea Hill. Deirdre Harshaw with the Travel News.
And the weather bright or sunny spells with a few showers. BBC Radio Ulster News.
Thank you. Welcome back. It's just after 4 minutes past 11 o'clock. Gerry Anderson here. I'll be here until 12 o'clock until the crazies come. The number is 08459 555 678. You can also send me an email. I've just remembered to turn the machine on. It's been lying flaccid for half an hour. The email is jerry.anderson@bbc.co.uk. Lots of stuff to read, lots of stuff to do, lots of stuff to think about, lots of stuff to talk about, lots of people to meet, lots of people to see, lots of people to phone, lots of... I've gone insane. I've gone insane. You notice me going insane there?
Uh-huh.
So what's the question?
High noon.
Do not forsake me, oh my darling.
You'll not know the answer. You nor Eamonn Holmes.
Supposing I lose my fair-haired beauty, look at that big hand move along. Near in high noon, he made a vow inside state prison that it'll be my life for his, and I'm not afraid of death. But oh, what would I do if you leave me? Do not forsake me, oh my darling. On the sorrow wedding day. Do not forsake
I'm out of breath.
me, oh my...
I can't chickadee-doom.
You can't chickadee-doom when you're needed.
I know.
I notice.
I can only chickadee-doom for so long.
And then you see, a man has to chickadee-doom all the time or else it's no good.
I know.
What's the question about high noon?
What do you call him? Gary Cooper turns to... Is it... Oh, I know the girl. Katie...
Grace Kelly.
No!
Katie Gerardo.
Aye, her.
The Mexican.
Aye.
Katie, I love you, Gary Cooper.
Well, they spoke in Mexican.
Mexico.
What did they say to one another?
They said, I don't know, what did he say? You're asking me what did he say to one another in Mexico?
Well, Tom Bell wants to know this.
Doc, tell him to go and soak his head.
Right.
How am I supposed to know what people say to each other in Mexican in movies 50 years old? What am I, some kind of oracle?
What does Eamonn Holmes know?
I love it. He would know.
Yeah.
Ask Eamonn. Ring Eamonn and ask him.
Right.
He might come back to us.
She had a big...
She had.
Hadn't she?
She really had. Speaking of all things American, the gentleman talking to me on the phone was talking about an album called America Salutes the Beatles, an album called Come Together. I think it's only fair I should play a track from that. And there's some beautiful stuff on this, and it's a shame this can't be got because it really is worth having. This is Randy Travis's version of Nowhere Man. It's quite unusual, but it's lovely.
He's a real nowhere man, sitting in his nowhere land, making all his nowhere plans for nobody. Doesn't have a point of view, knows not where he's going to. Isn't he a bit like you and me? Nowhere man, please listen. You don't know what you're missing. Nowhere man, the world is at your command. He's as blind as he can be, just sees what he wants to see. Nowhere, man, can you see me at all? Somebody else lend you a hand. He's a real nowhere man, sitting in his nowhere land, making all his nowhere plans for nobody. making all his nowhere plans for nobody.
Oh, that's really nice, isn't it? That's Nowhere Man, Randy Travis, from an album called Come Together, America Salutes the Beatles. Isn't that clever? The person who spotted that Nowhere Man was really a country song. I mean, it really is, really. I mean, that could have been written for Randy Travis, and I wouldn't have thought that was a country song at all, really. Of course it's not, but I wouldn't have thought that it would have been... What? I wouldn't have thought...
Did we call there for
Look,
you?
I'm trying to explain something. I'm trying to explain a concept here.
Could you give the details of the Holiday Homes of Donegal? It's a song.
That's called the Homes of Donegal.
No, this lady said that she heard this on Radio Ulster the other night.
The Holiday Homes of Donegal?
The Holiday Homes of Donegal.
Well, they're all deserted.
Well...
do you know what happens in
yes.
Donegal? If you were in doubt, you would know. Yep. Do you know what happens in Donegal?
No.
Everybody, I think they've tried to stop it now. Everybody buys houses down there. Everybody with money from Dublin and Belfast and then buy houses in Donegal.
Has Eamonn Holmes a house there?
Probably has. No, I don't know. Let's not. No, I don't think Eamonn has, actually, to be honest with you.
You're just sneaking in with him now.
No, I don't think he has, actually.
That's all right.
Do you want me to lie and tell you he's got one just because I don't want to be seen to be sneaking in with him?
Yeah.
Eamon's a good friend of mine. We've been friends for many years.
Oh, yes. Well, you've acted together, haven't you?
We are thespians.
Yes.
But we don't let that get about. What was I talking about? You put completely off my train of thought.
There's a man on one.
Donegal. Donegal's full of houses that nobody lives in. And there's villages in Donegal that nobody lives in it because all the people are all in Belfast working, all their houses are all battered up and nobody can go in, and then the pub closes, and then the school closes, and then the country shop closes, the corner shop closes, the barber closes, and then suddenly you've got a wasteland. They're very concerned about that at the moment. After all, these are my people, Sean.
What are you talking about?
You see, you don't know what I'm talking about. You don't know what I'm talking about.
No.
I might as well be standing here naked. I might as well be hammering my head against the wall. I'm going to read this poem now about the Battle of Bogle Hill. I'll get round to it eventually.
What about the man?
What man?
On one.
Oh, good morning, sir.
Well, mate, well, tell you, I've no time to listen to poems.
I didn't know
You're
it was
ready to
you.
talk.
I wasn't told it was you. I was told it was a man. It was a false description.
What can I tell you something?
What?
Geraldine says it was raining. You know where you are.
I don't think it
I'm
is.
standing here on the beach of Malay. Can you hear the waves now?
Well, as a matter of fact, I can't. It sounds like somebody's sink. No, let me just keep quiet for a moment. Those are the waves in Malay. I recognise them anywhere.
I know.
And is the sun shining today?
I'm out in my figure. I'm out in my figure. I've been out in my figure all week.
Well, I'm telling you, it's quite nice. I don't think it's raining up here, but the weather is not sunny by any means. It's cloudy and overcast.
It's blue skies. Okay, it's a wee bit of cloud and all about it. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. What are you? This sounds like an obscene phone call. What are you wearing?
What am I wearing?
Are you wearing a pair of swimming trunks?
No, I'm wearing my sandals and my shorts.
That's all right. That's all right. I'm just checking.
Or t-shirt.
Well, are you a fellow who would go into the water on a day like this?
Aye, but be busy. Well, you see, I think they're busy in the afternoon, you know.
Describe the scene for me for people who can't get out much. I mean, there's people listening to this radio who would love... There are people listening to this radio in Ontario, in South Africa, in Scandinavia, and Russia, who would give their eye teeth and the clothes in their back
well,
to
if
be
you
able
shut up, maybe you will explain it, for dear sake.
Well, they want to know what it looks like in Malay today. Paint a picture.
You're worse than David Dunphy. You are worse than David Dunphy. Interrupting people and all.
How will you describe Malay? Shut up. Go on.
Stand here in Malay in the county of Down, and the tide is actually coming in tonight.
Yeah.
Sun shining, few clouds in the sky, absolutely beautiful, and the sand is wonderful. As you walk along, and I'm in the sand is here, and the sand just going between my toes. It's not warm, the sand, but it's nice. It's a pleasant day, and it's certainly a day that a man or a woman could come and sit here, quite relaxed, read a book or do whatever. No mad children running about, nothing like that. It's so peaceful.
Are there any other people in your immediate vicinity? Can you see any of human beings?
I don't believe that. I think it's good.
Can you see anyone from where you are?
No, I don't do so. No, there's not one person here.
You're alone on the beach.
Going on the sort of thing.
Sorry, we're losing you a bit.
Sorry, there's a flock of seagulls. That's the only thing that I can see.
They don't count. They don't listen to the radio.
No. Here, what it was ringing about. Did you ask him?
Ask him what?
But he brought me.
I saw no need because I know the answer before I... Okay, if you want to be publicly humiliated, I'll ask him. Michael wants to know what you brought him back from your holidays in Italy.
I brought him back a pair of rosary beads.
Oh my God!
Oh, that's helpful. There you are now.
Can I donate them?
He got me a scapular.
There's my battery.
Look, he's gone. His battery's gone. Look, you ruined his battery.
His battery.
You ruined his battery. You stopped that. Ruined the battery. Right, hello. There's someone else here. We're sorry we lost Michael. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Gerry. How are you?
All right, thanks.
I have your answer. I think he said in the Magnificent Seven question.
Oh, no. Was it not a question about what Gary Cooper said to Kitty Harado in High Noon?
Oh, well, crosswires. But I think in that film he said, Vaya con Dios.
Vaya. Who said that?
Him to her.
Who?
Him to her.
Him being who?
Him being Gary Cooper.
He said, Gary Cooper said to Katie Arado, Vaya con Dios.
Yeah.
No, but he didn't talk Vaya con Dios. He probably talked like that. Vaya con Dios. What's that? Good day, isn't it?
I think so. I think it's Mexican. I speak a little Spanish, but not too much Mexican.
It's Spanish, Mexican. You'll know Tex-Mex. It's
Listen, I'm just back from holiday. Can I tell you a quick wee yarn?
Yeah.
I'm just back from holiday and I met these couple from Scotland and she was telling me a wee joke. She said, a woman goes to the lady's door and knocks the door and says, I wonder could you help me? I've not eaten for 3 days. And the woman says, well, you want to force yourself?
Is that it?
No.
Right.
And she says, have you any empty beer bottles?
Yeah.
And the lady says, do I look like a woman who drinks beer? And she says, okay then, have you any empty vinegar bottles?
Is that it?
That's it.
That's good, yeah.
Okay.
That's good, Holly. It seemed funny at the time, I bet you.
It was funny at the time.
All right, thank you very much for that.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Thank you. Do you see what happens when you open the floodgates for jokes?
Does it not mean...
See what happens?
Does it not mean God go with you or something like that?
Vaya con Dios, my darling.
Something like that, isn't it?
Vaya con Dios, my dear. What was that song?
Les Paul and Mary Ford.
Vaya con Dios, my darling.
Vaya
con Dios, my dear. A lot of singing going on today. I'm very worried about this. Is it because it's a Friday?
Paul's on one.
Hello, good morning, Paul.
Good morning. I thought I was being serenaded there.
Do you think we're singing because it's a Friday?
Well, it's a very sad Friday for me. This is my last Friday before I go back to school next week. So.
All right. What school are you? You sound quite grown up. What, are you a younger chap? Are you a teacher?
No, I'm actually a teacher. Yeah. So I get as depressed as the pupils by all the back to school things that you see in the windows.
No, but you look at all the big long holidays you have. All you teachers have a great time.
I know, but we still have to put up for the rest of the 10 months in the year at the same time, don't we?
I know.
Listen, Gerry, I was phoning because you mentioned Kong earlier on.
Yes.
And I'm sad to say that I had to concur with what Sean was saying about Kong. I was down a couple of years ago. Now, I'd studied The Quiet Man at Film Studies at university a few years back.
Yeah.
So naturally I was looking forward to the visit. I was pretty disappointed. Now, I agree with you about Ashford Castle and the surroundings, and it's lovely. But the town itself, no sense of preservation at all.
Well, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, they built some modern homes in the middle of the street.
Well, the actual street where the fight and all that took place, I mean, it's still there.
Yeah.
But they've made no effort to preserve it, apart from the pub, which is now a shop, which was done up a few years ago because of some scene they were doing or something. The houses are full of, ugly extensions and plastic windows. Yeah. And, there's a lot of American tourists go over. Now, they're disappointed anyway because a lot of the scenes they expect to see were actually made in a studio in Hollywood.
That's right.
To begin with. And when they get there, I think they're expecting a little bit more. As Sean says, you get these fake mock-ups of the cottage, etc., etc. But if they could only have made a bit of effort to preserve the main town. I was talking to a lady there about this here, and she says, "Oh well, you have to have the plastic windows, these days." And you would have thought that it's a gold mine for tourists. I mean, people want to go there and they want to see this thing preserved, at least the main street. But as I say, I have to say, I felt a bit disappointed.
I can understand what you're saying, but there's another point there, really. You see, how long can you keep it preserved in aspect? I mean, how long is this going to last? I mean, this is 50 years.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what you're saying. I'm not saying that, the whole of Ireland should be a museum. But I mean, I was in France recently.
Yeah.
And they can keep buildings that are 400 or 500, 600 years old with, bendy beams and one thing and another.
Yeah.
They seem to be able to keep them in the condition that they are supposed to be in. Over here, we don't seem to have very much sense of preservation in general. And
none
stuff
whatsoever.
like that there where people are specifically looking for, what they see in the film. Why not give it to them?
No, you're right, actually. It doesn't just happen in Kong. It happens here, even Derry, Stoke, Londonderry. This is one of the oldest city settlements in Ireland. And they're pulling down buildings here like there's no tomorrow. And they're actually, it really is disgraceful. Somebody should get a real slap on the arse for what's going on here.
They've done it in Dublin a few years ago.
Dublin's not as bad. I think here is disgraceful. It's disgraceful what they've done here.
Yeah.
But it's the same everywhere, as you say. But, a film's a different thing. See, there's no precedent there. Do you know what I mean? This has never happened before. No place really has become as famous as Kong because of a film. Yeah. And so, there's no precedent. I don't think they know what to do. Because the interest, you see, people who are interested in The Quiet Man, look, it's 50 years ago, right? The oldest person who would come here would be, say, 80.
Yes.
Right, and they would have seen that film when they were 25 or 30.
Yeah.
But you see, once that lasts another 10 years, you might come across a generation that nobody alive who saw it when it was out. Do you know what I mean? Who didn't see it as a curio.
I know what you're saying, but even just as a tourist attraction, I remember talking to the butcher in the main street, and he'd been talking to some French guy, and this guy said that in places similar to Kong in France, what they would do is they would pedestrianise the main area.
Yeah.
They would put down cobbles like they would have been in the old days. At the minute, Kong is driven through by lorries.
Articulated lorries go down that hill.
Oh, and there's lime or something in them, and the whole place is covered in lime, and it's it's a bit of a mess. I could just sense the disappointment, as I say, in some of the American tourists. But listen, just so it doesn't sound like I'm complaining.
No, you're all right.
I have to say now, the show has seen me through the summer. And it's one of the best things about the summer is actually listening to your show. One suggestion I was going to make would be more Leonard Cohen.
Well, maybe not. And maybe so. I'll tell you what, I'll play you one before the end of the day. Seeing your time, your freedom is nearly curtailed.
Yes, it's taking away as we speak after today, that's it. But he came to play Democracy. I know you played a track from the new album there the other day.
Yes.
But there's a couple of other ones from the album I'm Your Man.
Yes.
A couple of tracks which would be, I suppose, suitable in terms of length and one thing and another.
All right.
Is one I Can't Forget.
Right.
And Ain't No Cure for Love. I think the thing about Leonard Cohen is that people don't understand he's actually quite funny.
He is, yeah. He was very miserable during the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
And I think he wised up after that.
I think his recent stuff is better than that old dirgy 60s stuff.
It's more tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
Anyway, here, listen, and I hope and thank you for your comments about the show, and I hope that the coming term isn't too hard on you.
Well, I'll try to cope.
Did you go to the pub? Did you go to the pub in Kong? That's supposed to be the pub. It's not a pub at all. It's a grocer's, and the man behind it with the Coholney jumper. Did you see him?
Well, there you go. Listen, great show, Gerry. Nice speaking to you.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Mary's got a new friend working in the bank, making lots of money, giving it to Frank. Where is she?
On 2.
Hello, good morning, Mary.
Dun 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 dun
dun. I hope you can jump the pumpy pump.
Pretty good American for a Comanche.
Yes, big kitty.
Yeah, Gerry, I'm a John Wayne fan.
What can I do for you, kid?
Right up to the hips, Jeff. I can draw from the hip, Gerry. Gerry, I was going to tell you a John Wayne joke.
Oh, please don't. Go on then if you insist.
Right. Well, it's not about... the two Paddies were sitting in a cinema. The old cinema where the interval comes and the ice cream and the crisps and all, they're so exciting.
Yes.
So, anyway, it's a John Wayne film, and one Paddy says to the other one as they're eating their crisps, I'll bet you when John Wayne comes up round that wee path and round that big rock, and Apache jumps off and hits him in the back of the neck with a tomahawk, 20 quid. And your man said, the second Paddy says, you're on. So they said it in a way, and John Wayne come up the wee path, round the big rock, Apache jumped off and hit John Wayne, and the both of them still just down on eating their crisps. So he says, you owe me 20 quid. He says, oh, yeah. So when they were going out, he says, I can't understand you betting me there. You've seen that picture before. You knew John Wayne would come up that wee hill, and you knew that Apache would jump off. I says, but I didn't think John Wayne would have fell for that twice.
Ah! Thank you for that.
You have to laugh at that, Gerry.
You have to laugh. Right, goodbye.
Bye, Gerry.
Goodbye. Look, stop that. I'm warning you.
Why? I thought you like John Wayne jokes.
Stop putting through people with jokes. You know how bad it is for me.
There's a... Well, Davy's there on one.
I'm trying to read the Battle of Bogle Hill and you won't let me.
Talk to Davy.
No.
Please.
No.
Could you give details of Highway 49?
And you probably mean Highway 51.
The lady phoned up and said... The lady phoned to say, Gerry played a song the other week and it was called Highway 49. Could you get Gerry to give me the details, please?
Tell her it was 51. Tell her she's too out.
She's in the wrong highway.
She's in the wrong highway. She's
Highway,
heading towards Galway.
Could you give her details of Highway 51 then?
Highway 51. As a matter of fact, I'll play it for her.
Right, good.
Before the end of the programme.
Well, there's Davy on one.
Oh, good. Hello, good morning, Davy.
Hello, Gerry.
I'm just reaching down to get Rodney Cryle. Right, what can we do for you?
I'll tell you what it is, Gerry. I'm actually on Malale Beach here at the minute. I heard you talking to Michael there.
Have you seen him?
No, I'll tell you what it is. We're at the slipway here at Malale, and we're having a bit of problem with the engine in the boat. Does he know anything about? He's a bit of a handyman, that boy, isn't he?
Can you see anybody in the distance?
There's plenty of people. I can see a couple walking away in the distance, like, but there's plenty of people about the slipway and stuff here.
Well, keep an eye out for him. He said he's wearing sandals.
He's
like
wearing
Jesus.
sandals.
I don't know. Have a look for him. He'd be walking across the water.
Well, there's a few in the distance, like, I was just wondering will he nip up and have a look at this engine for us.
Have you a low loader there, boy?
No loader, boy. I was only a couple of weeks ago, but the wee woman had the bird's nest in the chimney.
That's right, yes.
I went away up and there was no bird's nest in it at all.
And what was it?
No, it was just old grass growing out of the chimney.
But I bet you she was relieved to have a man like yourself to check it out for her.
Well, settle her down a wee bit.
Thank you very much for doing that. Thanks for going up, because she was very annoyed and she was worried about it.
Jerry, would you ask Michael to call up just the slipway?
Where are you? You're in the slipway?
We're just at the slipway at the Malale Beach here.
Okay, I'm sure he'll be listening. Okay, Michael, go up to the slipway and make yourself useful.
Jerry, gentleman.
And Avril wants you as well. Okay.
Thank the man.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jerry.
Bye. Bye. I'm going to read the Battle of Bogle Hill now. I don't feel like it now. I tried to read it 5-6 times. As I said before, this man, John McMenamin, one of our finest poets, listens to this programme on a regular basis. He heard Geordie relating the tale of him being bitten by a fox whilst him and Tiny were killing it. Now, as I said before, I thought it was no fit subject for people who are under 15. So I glanced away from it and diverted the conversation. But John McMenamin heard enough to realise that this was a subject for the muse. So this is called The Battle at Bogle's Hill. A ghostly mist obscured the view. 'Twas an early autumn fog, and hidden in the swirling mist, Geordie Tuft and his wee dog. The dynamic duo were on the scent, to hunting they did go, and before the day was over, bright red blood would flow. The canine was called Tiny. He was feared throughout the land, and his teeth marks scared the sturdy legs of many's a brave postman. His owner was one Geordie Tuft, a simple countryman, a devotee of old Peckerdun. Yes, Geordie is a fan. Wee Tiny stood and sniffed the air and growled deep in his throat, and Geordie said, "Are you sure, ye boy? It could be some old goat." Then Geordie and his canine chum came to a pile of rocks. The canine pointed with his paw. Quite near now ran the fox. 2 foxes watched the hunting pair as they came into sight. Then they made a dash for freedom. One ran left and one right. Wee Tiny leaped upon his prey. The deed was swiftly done. Wee Tiny dispatched his quarry. Geordie cried, "Good on ye, son!" The other fox met Geordie, and it ran away to hide. Geordie leaped on it with arms outstretched like Willie John McBride. Now Geordie and the vixen are rolling on the ground, and the countryman, he holds on tight, with face all bronzed and brown. The countryman is panting, with his face all red and bright. "You're the boy who stole my hen," says he, "in the middle of the night." Then this is nature's justice, and Geordie is the law. Wee Tiny is the deputy, armed with tooth and claw. "I'll learn you, boy," says Geordie, "not to come into my street." "You'll pay for this," said the countryman, with his face as red as a beet. The vixen never spoke at all, but fought her corner well, sank her teeth into Geordie's arm, and the oracle gave a yell. When Tiny heard his master cry, he hurried to his side. The vixen was dispatched with haste. In other words, she died. The countryman lay on the ground, uttering words which were quite rude, then hurried home to bathe his arm in a bath of Jay's fluid. Now, Jay's fluid will cure most ills, but not this time, you know, and the countryman with swollen arm to the doctor then did go. "What happened here?" the doctor said, looking at the swollen hand. "I was fighting with a fox," said Geordie, "in Farmer Bogle's land." "It looks quite bad. the doctor said. On her face she had a frown. "Now just bend over that chair," said he, "and pull your trousers down." The countryman felt all exposed as he lay there, oh so meek. "I'm sure that hurt," the doctor said. "Now turn the other cheek." Then the countryman went for a drink in a wee pub in the town. The countryman stood at the bar, didn't feel like sitting down. "What happened to you?" the barman said, putting money in the till, and Geordie told of the mighty battle, the battle at Bogles Hill. It then became part of folklore, or even folklore. The battle at Bogles Hill, when Geordie jumped on a vixen. Sure they talk about it still? Yes. Geordie Tuft's a mighty man, and he will get wild thick. Yes, Geordie Tuft will leak on you if you touch his little chick. Now he sits there by the fire, listening to the singing thrush. He's on his own, except for Tiny and a bottle of Black Bush.
This is a cruel and ruthless world. This is our world. This is everyone for themselves, where bigger dogs eat smaller dogs over lunch. Where there's always someone younger, cheaper, and better than you. It's a game. In order to survive, you must play. To succeed, you must cheat. If you do not have the right to feel hard done by. If you don't, you'll spend the rest of your life wondering why. Why me? Why me indeed? I wanted everything that my eyes could see, but you don't see the pinballs when you're blinded by greed. I wanted things I could never afford, but I got much more than I bargained for. If I hadn't gone too far, if I didn't want too much, if I hadn't pushed too hard, things could have been different for me. If I hadn't gone too far, if I didn't want too much, if I hadn't pushed too hard, things could have been different for me. Sometimes our expectations are far too high, and we lead ourselves to believe that love should be indestructible, when in fact love is the one thing that can completely destroy us. We think that we deserve to get more out than we're willing to put in. We demand honesty, openness and loyalty, which is more than we can bear to live up to. So when love falls apart, we feel that we're the only person in the world this has ever happened to. Oh, why me? Why me indeed? I took a chance and died in your arms when you took me in and you smothered me with your charms. I bit off more than I could possibly chew, and I'd eaten my fill, I was devoured by you. If I hadn't gone too far, if I didn't want too much, if I hadn't pushed too hard, things could have been different for me. If I hadn't gone too far, if I didn't want too much, if I hadn't pushed too hard, things could have been different for me. We cannot bear to admit defeat. We cannot take the pain. We are prepared to take the risks, bask in the glory of our own success. We are not prepared to wallow in the depths of our inadequacies, so we look for someone else to blame. Why me indeed? I took a chance and died in your arms when you took me in and you smothered me with your charms. I bit off more than I could possibly chew, and I'd eaten my fill, I was devoured by you. If I hadn't gone too far, if I didn't want too much, if I hadn't pushed too hard, things could have been different for me. If I hadn't gone too far, if I didn't want too much, if I hadn't pushed too hard, things could have been different for me. If I hadn't gone too far, if I didn't want too much, if I hadn't pushed too hard, things could have been different for me. If I hadn't gone too far, if I didn't want too much, if I hadn't pushed too hard, things should have been different for me.
Jojo left his home in Tucson,
great. That's Get Back. That's from that same album, Come Together. America Salutes the Beatles. You can understand why people are looking for that album, because it's just brilliant. That's Steve Wariner. I've never heard of him. Maybe people have. Steve Wariner. That's a song called Get Back. Standard DJ practice would be to say that I was dancing around the studio during the course of that one, which of course I wasn't. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Who's that?
This is Lenny. I'm phoning up on behalf. Somebody was asking about the Holiday Homes of Donegal.
Yes, is there a song called that?
There is, yeah. I actually met the guy who wrote it a few weeks ago for the first time.
Really?
Yeah, the first time. I was at the Draperstown Fla, and he was the first person I met. I was just pulling up outside the town on the Saturday night.
Yeah.
And it was all these tents were camping outside a factory. So I asked this fella, is it okay to camp here? So he says, yeah. So this was the guy. So we camped there, had a great night. So then after that, the next time I saw him again, I was at the Ballyshannon Folk Festival.
Yes, I was there once, yeah.
We were there. We were in the Thatch pub. There was a bit of a session going on.
I think once is enough for the Ballyshannon Folk Festival, isn't it?
I had a good time, actually. It was the first time I've been there.
It's a bit of a night. It's a bit of a nightmare, isn't it?
It can be, yeah.
I was there once and I said, that'll do me for that. All right then, okay, go ahead.
So he was in the pub and we were having a session. So he started singing this Holiday Homes of Donegal, and it's so funny, it's hilarious. I thought,
well, who is he?
I've never heard that before.
What's his name?
His name is James McEldowney. He's from Derry, Londonderry.
Is he?
He is, yeah.
Why do I not know him?
I think this is just his first seat, and then after that, I was a friend I was with. We were saying, God, we've never heard that song. I wonder did he write it himself? So we didn't ask him anyway. But then I was travelling on my travels. The next place I was at was the Fiddlers Week in Glencombe.
Yes.
That was just last week.
Yeah, that's better, yeah.
And he turned up at Biddy's on the Friday night, and he says, who's following who around here? I've got this funny wee 2CV, and he spotted it as he went into town, a wee red 2CV.
Oh, I used to have one of those.
Did you?
Oh, I had a blue one.
A blue
Oh, I loved them.
Some machine.
Oh, but mine went on fire, though.
Oh, mine went on fire. Mine actually went on fire.
Well, mine
Would
did
you believe
too.
it? Last year on the 11th night.
Really?
And I managed to put it out.
Did somebody put it in the bonfire?
No, it went, the way the hoses, if they drop down, they drop on the manifold, they're cardboard.
Yes.
And that's what happened.
That's what happened.
I'd only had it a few weeks.
That's what happened mine too.
And it went fire. I managed to have some fire extinguishers, luckily.
And you have to get to that right away.
You do.
Well, mine happened on top of the Glenshane Pass.
And you didn't catch it?
I went up like a tinderbox.
Yeah, you didn't get it?
But people, you have to watch your electrics and those things. But I love those wee cars. I'm sure you do too.
They're good fun, like.
What's this fella's name? James McEldowney,
yeah. And his CD was just, the time he came to Glencombe, his CD had just come off the press 2 days before that. And he gave me the first copy, which is very decent of him.
Well, I hope I don't. I hope I have. I mean, what I say is, I hope I don't have a copy and didn't realise what I had.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a Derry conversation with Mr. Coyle now.
Yes.
What's his name? James McEldowney.
James McEldowney. It's actually on the CD. It's Seamus. I can't even pronounce it. Magola Domley or something.
Let's try and find out who he is. Was his father a barber?
No, but he's McEldowney. That's an unusual name for Derry.
What McEldowney's he?
What McEldowney is he?
We won't have a Derry conversation here now.
Yeah.
His sister used to be a hairdresser.
No, but you see, is he from the town or is he from
the
county?
From the outside. He's from the water side. He's from this side.
Yeah.
Did his brother ever work in DuPont?
I think he had a brother.
Was he ever married to a girl who used to work in a shirt factory and was married to a fellow with a club foot? Did she ever go to the dances in the Ritz and she ever went off with a fellow with dark hair, used to be a sailor, went away to America and came back?
He joined the army.
That's right.
That's right. He went off to the army.
Yeah, but was her uncle not a fellow who was at the war and he came back and he was never the same again, but then he went out again, he's living in Germany still?
His father was a wee short man.
A wee compact man with a hat.
That's right.
He used to wear a coat all belted up.
That's right.
Carried
a lunchbox.
He used to always carry a lunchbox and he used to always whistle Dixie.
That's him.
That's right. And he used to have a wart in the end of his nose.
That's right.
That was his uncle. What about his uncle before that, the one who went to America? She married an Indian.
He had an aunt that wasn't married.
That's right. Oh,
remember?
Somebody took advantage of her aunt?
That's right.
That's right, yeah. And we know who he is now.
That's good.
No, we've got him. We know what McEldowney is now. All right, well, listen, I'm sorry I don't know that guy, but if he's listening, Mr. McEldowney, please drop us in a copy of that. I'd love to play it.
Yeah.
And
James, tell him I haven't forgotten him. I'll post him on the money soon.
He had an uncle with a wart in his nose, used to be a Yank. All right then.
Thanks very much.
Okay, thanks for bringing our attention to that.
Yeah, it's great. Listen, he's got a whole CD. It's called Killy Lay Water, and it's all his own stuff. He's written another funny one about the foot and mouth disease as well.
Mm-hmm.
Very
that's
clever,
good. Yeah,
very
we're looking forward to that. Okay,
Okay,
right. Thank
all the
you.
best, sir.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. Oh, look at this, Sean. You'll be interested in this. Here's from the Wires, the PA News. Carol Smiley signs to Channel 5 for a holiday home show. And Carol Smiley
Is that Eamonn Holmes?
No.
Eamonn Holmes show?
No, Holiday Home. Holiday Home show.
Oh.
It's a holiday home show. Changing Rooms presenter Carol Smiley has been signed up by Channel 5 for a 6-figure sum, Sean, to present a new show in which viewers win a holiday home each week. Channel 5 hailed the star's signing as a coup. That's probably coup. Although Smiley will still present her shows in the BBC because they'll give me more money, Sean. When I get piles of money, I'll come into my house and I'll keep it all on except when I'm going to the bank and I'll bring it then.
Eamonn Holmes might be looking for money from you. Did your interview run over with Mr. Holmes?
I think it ran over by 30 seconds.
Yes.
That's another £1,000 we'll have to give him. I ran over. Give me more money, Sean. Sorry, I promised not to do Carl
Geordie
Smiley
wants
again.
to talk about the World Ferret Racing Championship that's been held tonight or tomorrow.
Where
night.
is he?
Isn't two.
All right. Hello, Geordie.
Hello, Gerry.
Geordie, did you hear that poem?
Yes, that was a good one. Would you bring it with you down to Ballycastle when
I'll
you're coming?
bring it with you, and you're coming along to see us. Sorry. What am I trying to say? What am I trying to say?
Something about Monday.
Oh, yes, Monday. On Monday, our outside broadcast unit will be taking me to the old Lamb's Fair in Ballycastle. We'll be doing our programme from the grounds of the Co-op because it's hard to get at. So that's why we pick places. We pick places that are hard to get at to test the mettle of our listeners.
It's a competition. Try and find us.
We'll be there. Where are we? In the grounds of the Co-op. In front of the Co-op.
Back alley. I don't know.
Well, behind the chip shop. No, we'll be. Ask anybody where that is.
We're like
the Co-op, isn't it? The Co-op.
Car park. Some car park.
For God's sake, is the Co-op or not?
Well, you were there last year.
I don't remember. It was the front of the Co-op, wasn't it?
Or the back of it.
Remember? Or the back of it. Wherever. There'll be signs, won't there?
So Geordie was there last year.
Geordie, where was it last year?
Oh, it's way down to your left of the big car park, Gerry.
Yeah, you are.
You weren't sober last year.
I was.
You were not.
He
You're
was.
full. He was full.
He was
No,
not.
it's not.
He was full.
It was you. It was full.
Oh, yeah,
It'll be
that's
easier
right,
found, Gerry, than the last one you broadcast from Clover Hill.
Yeah, that was hard to
That
find,
took some time.
Turn left at the first sheep.
Huh?
Well, listen, I'll bring the copy of that poem down because it's very good.
Lovely, yes.
All right, and you're coming along to see us.
And the ferret racing was cancelled down at Mount Stewart. We went to the rain, but it's not been cancelled now the night.
Excuse me.
It's the night of...
Yes, that's right, aye.
Excuse me. Sorry, there's something caught in my throat. When was the ferret racing supposed to be on? Sorry about that, I
It
apologise.
was a big one. It was supposed to be on at Mount Stewart, but it was cancelled. They said it went to the rain. But this Helen McAdams, she's in Dromore.
Yes.
And she sends a load of stuff every... Well, she's doing it all week for the children out in Africa or somewhere.
Yes.
Helen McAdams, she sends, a truckload of stuff over. It's all to do with Horlicks, to raise,
Yes, a charity function, and it is the World Ferret Racing Championships?
Oh, yes. It's on the night at 7:30.
Tonight?
Yes, and there's a wee lady down Laurel Vale, and she is ferrets.
Right.
And like her to be there, and a big man he drives a lorry drive for Jamison's, and they talk about ferrets they have, but I'd like to see all these ferrets.
He'd never be sober.
Huh?
He'd never be sober driving a lorry for Jameson's.
Well, that's now could be this.
Tell me this. Give me more information here. Where will the World Ferret Racing Championships be held tonight?
It's down Dromore County down at 7:30.
Whereabouts in Dromore and County?
Helen McAdams.
Helen McAdams what?
Yeah, she has the range. She has the pipes and all arranged.
What pipes?
Well, they go up the pipe, you see, with the plastic piping.
Explain this to me. They go up the piping?
Yes.
Oh, do they all come out of a barrel?
No.
Well, tell me what they're going to do with them. They put them up a pipe.
Do you know your plastic piping, say 15 or 20 foot long?
Yes.
You put them in at one end.
Yes.
And then hopefully they come out the other end. So there's relays, who's out first. When that's into the next round, you know what I mean?
I see how it works. But wouldn't you be the brave man if they didn't come out to go in and get them?
And then there's a show after the pick the best for it, a show and sale after it and all.
All right. But you haven't told us the exact location of the venue.
Well, I'm not sure. Well, it's sure Dromore is not a big place, Gerry.
No, County Down. Just go to Dromore, County Down tonight.
And Hal McAdams, she's the lady that's doing it all. I'm only going along with a wee girl. She's giving me a hand. I couldn't answer mine, because me being the judge,
No, there would be a conflict of interest there.
But I have a wee lady, wee girl, 9 years. She's answering me too.
Is she entering Jack for you?
And
that's good.
A bit of bad news about Jack.
What happened, Jack?
The man I thought the lady was pregnant.
Yes.
And had no one over. The man had a couple with him.
Yes.
But they've all come back into sales, so I doubt Jack's...
Jack firing blanks?
He's no lead in his foul. He's 5 years old now, Jack.
No lead in his pencil?
I doubt not.
They'll soon be saying that about us.
Well, that's it. Well, Jack's 5 years old, Gerry, now,
Well, have you broken it to him that he's firing blanks?
Well, I think he maybe knows it himself.
Is he depressed?
Oh, well, no, he's not. He's still hunting away, like.
Mm-hmm.
So,
sad news to impart to any ferret.
Yes, so, and then there'll be a sale and all after, and maybe I might get a young Jack down there when I'm down.
Jack being the small ferret?
Yes.
A young Jack?
A young Jack, hopefully.
Jack is also Jack's name, but there's a Jack.
That's right, yes.
As opposed to Ajax. Jack is a small, a junior ferret.
That's right. And do you know what you were on about the Western, Gerry?
Yes.
I like that way. I don't know what's wrong with Sean.
I know what's wrong with it.
But you know what my favourite was, and it was a wild one. The Last of the Mohicans.
The Last of the Mohicans.
It was a queer film.
That was a good film, yeah. Did you see are you talking about the last one with Daniel Day-Lewis in it?
Yes, do you mean the time there were the Indians, do you mean?
I remember the Indians, yes.
And it was a real wicked one.
I don't remember the film in particular, but I remember kind of gazing at it.
Yes.
Is this a long time ago you saw this, or not too long ago?
Oh, suppose, 2-3 years ago.
That'll be the one with Daniel Day-Lewis in it, yeah. That was really good, and he's got the...
Yes, it was a real clinker.
A clinker is the word I was looking for. And so you'll be busy tonight?
Oh, yes, And it all takes place at 7:30.
7:30 in Dromore, County Down, the World Ferret Racing Championship. See a ferret get up a pipe. You'll never see a chance like this before again. Meet Geordie Tuft and meet Jack.
And do you know Gerry too?
Yes.
There's a man coming from Scotland with a collie dog to support too, and he has a flock of ducks. And the collie dogs, if you say I want 4 ducks this road or 4 that road, the collie dog, it herds the ducks instead of sheep.
He shepherds the ducks?
Yes, and he's come from Scotland.
It's
put on a display.
A display is the word I'm looking for. So it's not everybody sees a collie dog herding ducks.
No, so it should be a good wee evening.
I tell you what, that's some evening. You'd nearly feel like going down myself if I didn't have other
Well,
prior
wait,
commitments.
man, I'd say they'd glad to see you, but...
No, I have prior commitments tonight,
I know,
afraid.
so you always do, like. And I'm very sorry, I'm very vexed about you didn't take that big barber out for your dinner. I
didn't have a chance to do that.
Well, now you arranged it all, and you were going to make arrangement. I heard it.
I did, but then something cropped up.
She was now really up for it. You see, you lift people up, and then you just drop them like an old hot brick.
She was gagging for it.
Huh?
She was ready to go.
Okay then, George.
All right then, Geordie. See you on Monday morning.
Right, bye.
Hold on a minute, Geordie. Hold on. What?
There's a man there on 3 with 3 birds, and he wants to ask Geordie.
Hello?
Hello?
Man on 3?
Yes.
You're talking to Geordie.
Geordie, how's it going, alright?
Not too bad.
We're walking out in the house out in Hillsborough in the country. I'm a found TV bird, the falling out of a nest. And we're wondering what to do.
Oh no, you shouldn't touch them at all, by the way. The old pair will come. That's where a whole lot makes a mistake. The thing that goes out of the nest, Just tuck them in and them two, the parents will come.
Will the parents come and lift them up?
Oh, no, their parents will come and look after them.
Will they?
Oh, yes, 9 times out of 10 they do.
Well, somebody's put them in a bucket, you see.
Well, you see, yes.
I'll try getting it a worm, but it wouldn't eat the worm.
No, they'll not. Are the fledged much?
Are they fledged much?
They're very young.
Well, what happened to the nest?
I don't know, they must have just fell out of the nest.
Well, do you not look where the nest was?
I've seen it, but it's very high up,
It's not his fault they fell out.
Nobody get a ladder or something, or...
Well, could you not... What Geordie is probably saying is, would there be no way you could put them back in the nest again?
Get up a ladder, get a ladder. Some of them sure could do it.
I think he means a ladder.
But they'll not survive now, if you don't.
Well, I'd trade me a wee cup of water and trade me a woman. They wouldn't need anything.
No, they'll not survive. As soon as they back up their wee nest, the better.
Could you get them back up their nest, do you think?
Just try and go up, get a ladder, get them back up their nest.
That's the answer.
Yes, that would do. That would suit them lovely.
And let us know how you get on.
I will indeed, Jerry.
Okay.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
See you all of it.
Bye.
Okay then, Jerry.
You're a bit cheeky to him, Geordie.
Well, boy, that's what that gets my wick, people,
Not knowing what they're doing. But he was innocent, he was trying his best.
I know he was trying to do his best. But
nice another man would have just tramped on them.
Lost.
I know.
Three people think they're being caned.
I know, but he didn't know what to do. He had a good heart.
Oh, yes, he had a good heart, and he'll get up. I know he'll get up and put them back in the net.
I know, but you shouldn't have been cheeky with him.
I wasn't really cheeky.
Yeah, you were. Of course you were.
Well, have you said that? So.
Geordie's right.
Okay,
Geordie, you were right, Geordie. Sure,
yes,
the man's on a building site and he couldn't get up to a nest on a building site.
You see.
He had a good heart.
He had a good heart, but sure, stand to reason. If you fell out of your nest, I would lift you and put you back in your...
Would you really?
Yeah.
You wouldn't put him, Sean, you wouldn't put him in a bucket?
I wouldn't put you in a bucket, no.
I wouldn't want to go in a bucket.
If somebody falls out of bed, what do? You put them back in their bed.
All depends who they are.
That's right.
Okay, Jack. You'd rather they fell out. Okay, right.
There's a person on one.
Right, Geordie.
Okay, Jack.
See you Monday morning.
Bye.
Bye. I'm looking forward to Monday. It'll be a great thrill for us.
It will.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes?
Good morning, Gerry.
Yes, who's that?
Josie.
Josie, yes.
How are you?
I'm all right, thank you.
Good.
Proceed with what you have to say.
Pardon?
Proceed with what you have to say.
I certainly will.
Okay.
You've been talking quite a lot all morning about John Wayne and The Quiet Man and Maureen O'Hara and people like that.
I know.
But nobody has mentioned a very, very talented songwriter from Moira.
Who's that?
Morris Soy.
Morris
Soy.
Was that the fellow who wrote all the songs, The Quiet Man?
Yes. Well, Morris wrote The Quiet Man of Kong.
Did he?
Yes.
Not a word about him.
And not a word about him. So I thought, he deserves a bit of credit here this morning too. He has written a lot of very successful songs. And, of course, there's always a fire in the kitchen. I know that's not the proper title, but that's what we all call it.
There's always a kettle on the fire.
Yes.
There's always a cup of tea in your hand from Daniel.
Well, Morris wrote The Quiet Man of Kong, and Barry McPoland recorded it. He was Farmer Dan at the time.
Oh, yes.
You know him?
I met him when he was Farmer Dan.
You did, yeah.
Yeah, the former Farmer Dan. He's known as the former Farmer Dan.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah. Uh-huh.
Right.
So I just thought Morris, deserved a wee bit of credit.
Thank you for giving Morris the credit that is due, and congratulations to him for writing The Quiet Man of Kong. And also,
you obviously haven't heard it.
I haven't heard it. No.
It's lovely. It's about an immigrant, comes back from America and goes to Kong and meets a girl and family disapproves. But it all ends up very happily ever after.
And buys her a plastic bungalow on the main street. Why don't you ask him to send me a copy of it?
Well, I can do that.
By all means, please do.
But the thing is, if you get a copy, will you play it?
I will play it if I think it's good, yeah.
Well, it's very, very good.
Okay.
It's not just good, it's very good.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. Ask him to send me a copy. Okay.
Oh, will I turn
Hold on a second. What?
A man phoned in to ask Josie, Josie you're talking to, is she the same Josie that was standing underneath the lamppost in Gerry Moore the other night?
The answer's yes, I think.
Yeah, tell him it was.
It was you, was it? It was you, was it?
Next door neighbour.
Was that you?
And yes, it was the same person, but I didn't make anything.
That's enough of that. Right, goodbye.
Bye.
Times are hard these nights. Oh. You miss the Americans,
I used to sit for hours as a kid, dangle my feet from an old flat bridge, seeing myself in the water below, shatter my image with the stones I throw. I recall a vacant old shack down by the edge of the tobacco patch, your stones by stooping so low, then shatter my image with the stones you throw. If you live in a glass house, don't throw stones, don't shatter my image till you look at your own. Look at your reflection in your house of glass. Don't open my closet if your own's full of trash. Stay out of my closet if your own's full of trash. A long time gone and a long time ago, when I shattered my image with the stones I throw. The world is cruel and people are cold. They shatter my image with the stones they throw. Shatter my image with the stones they throw. A long time gone and a long time ago, when I shattered my image with the stones I throw. The world is cruel and people are cold. They shatter my image with the stones they throw. Shatter my image with the stones they throw. Shatter my image with the stones you throw. Don't shatter my image with the stones you throw. 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 You shatter my image with the stones you throw. Shatter my image with the stones you throw. You shatter my image with the stones you throw. Shatter my image with the stones you throw. You shatter my image with the stones you throw. Shatter my image with the stones you throw. You shatter my image with the stones you throw.
Oh, that's Dolly Parton. That's a song called Shattered Image. That's from her new album, which is called Halos and Horns. I think that's the best track on the whole album by far. It's funny when all those guys get to play together. It sounds like kind of Dixieland jazz, doesn't it? Except it's country. I don't know what it is. It's good. It's excellent. Oh, I have to say hello to Sean, who's listening to the show passing through Athlone at the minute, and hello to Mary Jo Casey, who's addicted to both Del Rosa and gripe water. That's about all we have time for today. We'll see you in Ballycastle at the Oil Lammas Fair in Ballycastle, Ugg, on Monday morning at 10:30. See you there. It's 12 o'clock.